Welcome to beautiful Palm Springs Stadium. It's the second game of our doubleheader here on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. The Grizzly and the Lumberjacks about ready to go. Grizzly take the field, and Alex Ehinger's on the mound. First pitch in there for a strike on Little. Jacks come into this game hitting .386 as a team. By many numbers, the best offense in the PSCL. They're 4-1 on the season. Here's the 0-1. Drops in there, strike two.
Joey Little, a big part of why that offense is so potent. The Fort Scott Community College freshman is batting .364 on the year with 2 RBIs.
Tell you a little bit about the pitcher after the 0-2. Ball outside. Alex Ehinger so far this year, 3 1/3, 8 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 earned runs on 3 hits. And for this Grizzly squad as a team, an .860 ERA that ranks 10th in the PSCL. That's hit hard to center field. Going back on it, Kilbasa makes the catch. 1 batter, 1 out. Little is set down on a fly ball to center field. That'll bring up Jacob Mejia. The heart of this Jacks order can be found on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday nights because they play for the power. Jacob Mejia, Harrison Pontoli. Ehinger comes home. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. Mentioned the Jacks are 4-1. They lost to the A's 3-1. That A's squad leading the league in ERA. 1-0 is inside with a fearsome front line of their rotation and Trevor Eby and Bridger Holmes. Those two lead the league in innings pitched. They've been tremendous. Eby has yet to give up a run. That ball's low. It's 3-0 on Mejia.
Mejia batting a resplendent .556 on the season. He's got a couple RBIs.
3-0 inside, ball 4. It's the 9th walk for Ehinger on the season. And that'll bring up Pontoli. Harrison Pontoli is 4 for 9 with a couple singles, a double, a triple, 3 driven in. He's been outstanding for the Jacks. That pitch is down 1-0. Mejia now in 13 plate appearances, 4 walks, 5 hits. On-base machine as a team. The Jacks are 10 for 12 in stolen base chances, 2 of them from Jacob Mejia, and that ball's destroyed to right field, hooking foul.
Pontoli got all of that. Pontoli, you mentioned, of course, a mainstay for our power. He's been outstanding in his capacity for the PSCL. For the Lumberjacks, batting .444 on the year, 3 RBIs.
He steps in here, 1-1 count. That pitch is down and in. This Jacks offense, relentless. Extremely difficult to handle. They lead the league in on-base percentage by over 80 points. Over 70 points, excuse me. .510 on-base percentage. Next is the Blue Sox at .439.
On the count now. Still only 1 out.
3-1. Hit hard to right field into the gap. That's going to get down for a hit. Matsuzaki plays it on a hop. Mejia around second. He'll go to third. Runners at the corners with 1 out after the hit from Pontoli. And that's just what this lineup does, Marshall.
That they do. That one was absolutely smoked into the gap. Making great contact.
The difference between the Lumberjacks and the Blue Sox in on-base percentage, and the Jacks lead the league in on-base percentage, the Blue Sox are second, is the same as the difference between the Blue Sox and the Colonials. And the Colonials are down there at 12th. It's actually a bigger difference. It's incredible what this lineup's been able to do as Schwalbach steps in.
Mason Schwalbach, freshman out of McHenry County College. Another eye-popping average, 5.45 for him. 6 RBIs on the year. And he can add to that tally right here.
One out for Eanger, top of the first. Runners at the corners. Pontoli is back in safely. Harrison Pontoli at first has yet to attempt a steal in the young season. The 0-1, swing and a miss, way out in front, 0-2. Schwalbach, a left-handed hitter, and that's 2-3-4. Mejia, Pontoli, Schwalbach, all left-handed. So a nightmare for right-handed pitching. Schwalbach has been outstanding. There goes Pontoli for second. Throw down. Not in time. He's safe, and Mejia will score on the throw. Stolen base for Pontoli, scores Mejia from third, and just like that, the Jacks take a 1-0 lead.
As you mentioned earlier, 10 for 12 with stolen bases, and you're seeing some great base running here as well as some solid contact hitting.
One, two, fouled away for Schwalbach. Lumberjacks, their run totals since that 3-1 loss to the A's: 12, 10, 11, and 9. They've scored 42 runs in their last 4 games and up 1-0 here early on the Grizzly. Swing and a miss from Schwalbach. They're going to call it a foul ball, actually. Got a piece. So another chance for Mason here. In a 1-2 count with 1 out here in the top of the first. Pontoli's at second. He singled. Mejia walked, came around to score. On the steal from Pontoli. The 1-2. Schwalbach takes it inside, 2-2. In the field for the Grizzly, Yasui in left, Kielbasa in center, Matsuzaki in right, Will Priest at third, Jacquot at short, Kreutzmacher at second, Baruch at first, and DeJournette behind the plate catching for Eanger. That's fouled off once more by Schwalbach. So 2-2 count on the right fielder. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3-2, it's full.
Schwalbach with a very solid at-bat here.
3-2 count, 1 out, top of the first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip again. Good battle here for Schwalbach. Full count, 1 out. Pontoli down at second. The 3-2. Rope to right field and down for a hit into the corner. Pontoli will score easily. Schwalbach around first. Thinking about third, but he'll pull up at second with an RBI double. And Mason Schwalbach continues to damage the baseball. That's his 4th double on the season. And his 7th run driven in. It's 2-0 Jacks. Sam DiMatteo, the hitting coach for the Power. Got to be excited about this.
94.2 mile per hour exit velocity on that hit. Looked like it was even faster. That was absolutely tattooed. The Lumberjacks showing why they got one of the best offenses in the PSCL right away here in the first.
And here's Drake Bignell, catcher from the College of the Desert. He's the extra hitter today as George behind him will catch. Bignell, another opportunity with a runner in scoring position, takes strike one on the outer half. For Drake, 5 for 10. 5 runs driven in. He's been awesome. That one is just outside. It's 1-1. Plenty of talent from the College of the Desert out here. 1-1 on Drake Bignell. Breaking ball in there for a strike. A good one from Eanger.
Great location on that pitch.
The 1-2. Half swing. Hit out to second. Picked up by Grutzmacher. Throws on to first for out number 2. Moving up to third on the play is Schwalbach. There's 2 down. And here's George. First pitch is in there for a strike on George. That one's in the dirt. It's 1-1. The 1-1 with 2 outs. Pitches upstairs. 2-1. That one's in the dirt. It's 1-1.
Lumberjacks making Eanger work this inning. 2 runs, 2 hits.
2-1 on George. In there for strike 2. As I mentioned, George catching today.
And George looking for his first hit of the year. He's had 3 plate appearances, a strikeout. Had the lead here.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The Jacks get 2 in the top half of the first. They lead it 2-0. We'll introduce you to the Grizzly offense in the bottom of the first when we return. The Grizzly. Come on to hit. Here in the bottom half of the first, Kielbasa, Yasui, and Priest. As a team this year, the Grizzly hitting .256, but a .402 on base percentage and slugging .344 on the season. 24 runs, they rank 8th. That's hit quickly. First pitch out to short, picked up by Trudeau. Throw on is offline. So Kielbasa will reach to lead off the bottom half of the first. And that'll bring up Yasui. And officially called a hit, so it's a single for Kielbasa. And the first pitch on Yasui is inside, 1-0. Kielbasa at first, the Grizzly beat the Dragons 13-5. They beat the Blue Sox 8-6. Beat the Colonials.
Got a Yasui, .750 average on the year, 2 RBIs. Freshman out of Howard College.
Left-hander standing in the box, takes a strike. It's 1-2. Grizzly, their last game was a 6-5 win yesterday over the Haymakers. And, excuse me, they lost to the Dragons 13-5. That's outside, 2-2. So 2-2 now. Kielbasa at first. Checks on the runner. He's back in safely. Two count. Check on him again. The ball gets away. Pitching today for the Jacks is Peterson. Jacob Peterson, 3 2/3 this year. 3 walks, 2 hits, just 1 earned run on a homer. Checks on the runner again. Back in. So a thrilling 6-5 victory. Walk-off winner. A home run from Julio Vasquez. And a Grizzly win over the Haymakers. 3-2 count now on Yasui. Kielbasa leads off first. That one is in there, called strike 3. First out's a strikeout looking for Jacob Peterson. And here's Will Priest.
That's 6th strikeout on the year for Jacob Peterson.
Tyler Priest, University of Incarnate Word. Fouls that one back, 0-1. Priest on the season. Good start. 3 for 10, 3 singles, 4 steals. He's got some wheels on the bases. Peterson checks on the runner again. Very conscious over there of Kielbasa. The 0-1. In there. Strike 2. And 2 now on Tyler Priest with 1 down. The pitch just misses. Fastball, 1-2. 1-2, 1 out. Kielbasa at first. Peterson battling with Priest. Comes home. Breaking ball. Stayed on it. Hit it foul. Still 1-2. The Jacks lead it 2-0. In the bottom of the first. Jacks offense has been very difficult to stop. Grizzly offense has been okay. Here's the 1-2. Kielbasa goes swinging a miss. Strike 3. The throw down is not in time. Kielbasa steals second. As Priest goes down on strikes, there's 2 down for Matsuzaki.
Lee Matsuzaki, freshman out of Howard College, is yet to record a hit this year, just a 167 OBP. And 1 time on base, a walk in his first game.
Matsuzaki, the right fielder, standing in against Peterson, who's got back-to-back strikeouts now after the leadoff single to Kielbasa, who's in scoring position after the steal. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Matsuzaki. Swing and miss stuff for Peterson in the first. And he steps off. The 0-1 with 2 outs. Takes a look at Kielbasa. Now again. And comes home. Up high, 1-1. Grizzly are 3-1. They've won 3 in a row. Thanks to some timely hitting, the walk-off home run from Vasquez. That's down and away. Ball 2. It's 2-1. Two and 1 now, and Matsuzaki, base hit. Should cut into this lead. That's down and in. 3-1. Vasquez on deck. He had that big hit to walk it off against the Haymakers home run. 3-1, Matsuzaki. 2 down, bottom of the first. Jacks lead it 2-0. Check on the runner. Nobody there to throw to. Three-one count. Peterson from the stretch to Matsuzaki. Ripped into right field for a base hit. Hit hard to Schwalbach. They'll send Kielbasa. Here's the throw. It's up the line. It's an RBI knock for Matsuzaki. And the Grizzly cut into this lead. The Jacks now lead it 2-1. Hard hit ball, 3-1. Got a pitch he liked, Marshall, and roped it to right.
Sure did. Really hard hit ball so far. Unlike the prior game today where offense was at a premium, a lot of runs came in on miscues. We're seeing some really solid offense from both teams so far.
We saw a walk-off hit by pitch in our first game.
We wish we could have broadcast for you. Unfortunately, had some technical difficulties.
The Green Dragons walked off the Bombers in exciting fashion. As Vasquez steps in as the extra hitter, takes strike one.
Julio Vasquez, freshman out of Howard College.
Big power, 2 for 4, double and a homer. Down in the count, 0-1. The 0-1. They check on the runner. Pitch is outside. It's 1-1. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Grizzly get at least one back. Jacks lead it 2-1. Peterson comes set, comes home. Down and away, it's 2-1. Two one, 2 outs. Matsuzaki leads off first. No steal attempts for him on the season. Again, 12 steals for the Grizzlies. That's called a strike. It's 2-2. Two outs. Matsuzaki bluffs, does not go. 3-2. He'll take off on this pitch.
2 out. Still a 2-1 Lumberjack lead.
The Grizzly 12 for 12 in stolen base attempts.
How's that for a stat?
It's outstanding. 22 walks, 22 strikeouts for their offense. May get one of those here on 3-2. Time called. I believe it was Peterson who wanted time. He'll get it. 3-2, 2 outs, 2-1 Jacks. Peterson comes home. Matsuzaki takes off with the pitch. It's ball 4. So Vasquez up to first on the walk, and now first and second with 2 outs for DeJernet.
Cameron DeJernet, a freshman, in search of his first hit of the year. He has a 400 OBP, courtesy of a couple of walks. Did score a run in his first game, a loss to the Dragons. A chance to tie this game up and maybe even more with 2 out.
First and second, 2 down. Bottom of the first for Cam DeJernet. First pitch from Peterson is high, ball 1. As far as walks go for this Jacks pitching staff, toward the bottom, 22 walks. It's taken for a strike, 1-1. They're tied with the Grizzly. So the Grizzly and the Jacks have walked the same number of batters coming into today, but the Grizzly 8.60 ERA, the Jacks at 2.74. The 1-1. Foul tipped. He goes out in front of a breaking ball. It's 1-2. So prime opportunity here early in the bottom of the first for the Grizzly to tie this game at 2 or perhaps take the lead on an extra base hit. One and 2 on DeJernet. And Peterson wants another second. It's been a long bottom of the first inning for the Jacks in the field. Not a whole lot of action. A walk, 2 strikeouts, and a couple of hits. The 1-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. George picks it up. Throws to first just to make sure, and that's out number 3. The Grizzly do get one back, leave 2. We'll head to the second inning. Miles comes up against Einger, who gave up a couple of runs in the first on 2 hits and a walk.
Blake Miles, first baseman, sophomore, representing Webster University. 375 average, 4 runs batted in on the season.
Just like everybody in this Jacks lineup hitting at 400 or better. First pitch, breaking ball, just misses inside. It's 1-0.
It's a pick your poison kind of lineup. I have a feeling we are in for a slugfest all around today.
Richie Amaviska not starting today. That pitch is fouled back, 1-1. But Richie's been hot with the bat lately. May see him a bit later on. Look at this Jacks lineup. Schwalbach now 7 hits. Amaviska 5. Bicknell 5. Mejia 5. That one's chopped out to third. Couple of hops for Priest. He fields and fires high, but the tag gets him. Good play by Baruch there to make the tag on a high throw from Priest. 1 down. That brings up Trudeau. First pitch, foul back. Colton Trudeau, 1 for 8, 3 strikeouts. Trying to get going offensively.
A Los Medanos freshman. Only batting 125 so far on the year. A rare minuscule average in this Lumberjack lineup.
The 0-1 misses. It's 1-1. 1-1, 1 out, top of the second. Jacks lead it 2-1 over the Grizzly. Pitch is outside, 2-1. From Einger. Gave up a double to Schwalbach. Drove in a run. That one's chopped out to second. Einger will have to come over and cover. Safe on the slide, Trudeau. It's an infield hit. Grutzmacher made the play, fired over to Einger, and on the slide, Trudeau is in safely, Marshall.
Yeah, that was a rare kind of hit. He really hustled that out.
So Trudeau is aboard. That's the 3rd hit of the day for the Jacks here in the 2nd inning.
Now it comes down to Owen Powers, 5'11" freshman. Struggled so far this year, just 143, although he did manage an RBI in his last outing against the Coyotes.
Bottom 3 in this order, Trudeau, Powers, Evans, have combined for 3 hits in 21 at-bats. Pitch is outside, 1-1. So if you're Einger, you want to get through the bottom of this lineup without allowing base runners for the top, which has absolutely crushed this year.
Yeah.
The 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, heading for second. Trudeau, the throw down is into center field. Trudeau will move up to third on the play on a throwing error from DeJournette. It's a stolen base and an error. So Trudeau now at third with 1 out. For Trudeau, his first stolen base on his first attempt. And for the Lumberjacks, their 11th stolen base of the season. That's hit hard out to right. Going back on it, Matsuzaki. He'll make the catch. Trudeau tags from third. The throw is way over DeJournette's head. And coming in to score, Trudeau. It's 3-1 Jacks. On the sac fly from Powers, gets the job done. 2 down, top of the second.
Powers with the 2nd RBI on the year. Lumberjacks just constantly putting the ball in play, hitting it very well.
So here's Evans in the DH spot today for Sam DiMatteo.
That's Jay Evans, a freshman of Benedictine University at Mesa. Batting just a $167 so far this year.
Takes a first pitch ball outside. That one's fouled off, out of play.
It's 1-1.
Fastball up, gets a swing and a miss. It's 1-2 on Evans. So 1 run already home here. And that's called strike 3. Evans is down on strikes. A run scores for the Jacks on the sac fly. It's 3-1. The Grizzly will come up and hit when we return. That brings up Baruch. He steps in, the first baseman, with the Grizzly trailing 3-1. And Jacob Peterson back to the mound.
Shahid Baruch from the Israeli national team. Hitting 167 so far on the year.
That's hit hard to left field. Drops on a line. Mejia will play it on a couple hops, and Baruch is aboard with a leadoff single.
More solid contact from these Lumberjack hitters.
3 singles for the Grizzlies so far. And 3 hits apiece. Baruch leads off first. First pitch outside. Gavin Grutzmacher, who's playing second base today. Grutzmacher takes the ball outside. Down to second, the throw. Baruch tries to steal.
They got him.
He's thrown out. Great throw from George to cut down the runner. Baruch is caught stealing and 1 down here in the second. Great throw.
Beautiful throw.
And a strong tag over there. I believe that was Trudeau. Actually, I think it was Powers made the tag. That pitch is outside. On Grutzmacher. Grutzmacher 2 for 6 on the season. That pitch is in there for a strike. One out on the caught stealing. Jacks lead at 3-1 in the bottom of the second. Pitch misses. Ball 4. Grutzmacher will reach first on a walk with one out here. The second walk of the game for Jacob Peterson. And that brings up Gorman. James Gorman, who's having a terrific season so far. 3 for 7, couple runs driven in. Struck out 4 times. And walked once. Grutzmacher leads off first. Peterson comes home. First pitch is outside, ball 1. So Gorman, the DH. Steps in against Peterson. The 1-0 with 1 out. Called strike. Gorman thought about swinging, laid off, and called a strike anyway. It's 1-1.
Gorman coming off his best game of the year against the Haymakers. Went 2 for 2. An RBI, stolen base. That outing.
Check on the runner. Grutzmacher's back in safely. One, 1 out, bottom of the second. Grizzly trying to keep up with an extremely difficult Lumberjacks offensive onslaught here. That pitch is up, 2-1. So a 1 out walk to Grutzmacher in the bottom of this order. Looking to do damage. The 2-1. In there. Breaking ball for strike 2. Evens the count at 2s. Two on Gorman. Grutzmacher leads off, bluffs, and it's a called third strike. Fastball eats up the outer half for out number 2. Gorman's down looking. Strikeout number 4 for Jacob Peterson. That'll bring up Jacqua.
Jacqua, sophomore at Southeast Community College. Looking for that first hit of the year.
0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts. And hit by a pitch and walked. First pitch on him is hit into center field. Little is going back on it, and now calling and making the catch is Mason Schwalbach. So no runs here in the second. Peterson strands the 1 out walk. And we'll head to the third. Jack's coming up. Little, Mejia, Pontoli due up in the top half of the third for the Jacks, who lead it 3-1 over the Grizzly. And the Eanger's back out to the mound. Three runs on 3 hits for the Jacks. We're trying to improve it to 5-1 on the season. Grizzly come in at 3-1. First pitch on Little is down in the dirt, 1-0.
364 average on the year so far for Joey Little. 2 RBIs and a huge blowout win over the North Stars.
This Jacks offense has been as advertised. It's a 2-0 count on Little. Just 1 walk thus far from Eanger. There's a strike taken from Little. It's 2-1. And this is the difficult part of the order. You're facing this Jacks club. The 2-1 in there, strike 2, which makes the count 2-2. On the center fielder Little, who flew out to center to lead off this ball game. The 2-2 hit out there again. This time softer. Grutzmacher's out, and it drops in between him and Kilbasa for a hit. So Little's aboard on a bloop single, and it's a leadoff hit for the Jacks. I'll bring up Jacob Mejia, who walked and scored in the first. And that's hit out to short left. That'll fall in for a soft single. Back-to-back bloop hits for the Jacks. And now first and second with nobody out for Harrison Pontoli.
The Jacks just continuing to make sweet contact. That one, opposite field blooper that just barely got over the third baseman.
Yeah, if they're going to get those, it's going to be a long day for the Grizzly. First and second, nobody out. Pontoli, who singled and scored in the third, or in the first, excuse me, now comes up in the third. It's runners at first and second. First pitch on Harrison comes out swinging. That's fouled off. Pontoli, late addition to the power roster. Now joining the Jacks in the PSCL. And they're going to be a force down the stretch and into the playoffs. The 0-1 on Pontoli. Swing and a miss. But the ball gets away from DeJernin, and both runners will move up into scoring position. So a costly strike. Puts Little at third, Mejia at second. An 0-2 count for Pontoli with nobody out here. Oh, 0-2 on Harrison Pontoli. Big pitch here from Eanger. That hits him. So that'll load the bases with nobody out for Mason Schwalbach. So 7 at-bats for the first 4 hitters in this lineup. 7 plate appearances and just 1 out to this point. 4 hits, 2 walks, including that hit by pitch. The only out was Little leading off the game, flying out to center, and that's going to do it for Eanger. And we'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. Anthony Torres to the mound here for the Grizzly. And we always say it, Marshall, the most difficult situation for a reliever to step into. Bases loaded, nobody out.
And Torres going to have to set a good tone early. He's had a rough go of it so far. A 15 ERA on the season in 2 games pitched, 1.13 innings total. A small sample size to be sure, but could balloon a lot more here in just a moment, the way these Lumberjacks are constantly parking the ball in the outfield.
And he'll step in against one of the best hitters in the league thus far, Mason Schwalbach, the right fielder. Doubled home Pontoli in his first at-bat of the game. Now has a chance here with the bases loaded. Waits back. And down the first baseline, fair ball. Little will score. Mejia will score. 2 runs are in on the double, and they're going to send Pontoli. The ball is out of play. Hands go up from Matsuzaki in right field. And they're going to send Pontoli back to third. But 2-run score on a double down the line from Mason Schwalbach. And it's a 5-1 game.
Already. Lumberjacks could be pulling away. Torres roughed up yet again.
Schwalbach 2 doubles today. And that'll bring up Drake Bicknell. He's 5 for 11 on the season.
Bicknell 500 coming into today. 500 batting average. In his last game against the Dragons, he had 2 RBIs, 1 for 2.
Pontoli at third, Schwalbach at second, still nobody out in the top of the third. Bicknell sits back, another blooper. Falls in on a hop. Pontoli had to wait up and see if it was going to land, so he could not score, but Bicknell is down to first, and that reloads the bases now for George. So 3 bloop singles in the inning, and a double down the line from Schwalbach. This is turning into a big inning for the Jacks. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2 already in. In danger of letting this game get away. The Grizzly in the field. First pitch from Torres is in there for a strike on George. Jumping on him early. Schwalbach first pitch swinging. Bicknell first pitch swinging. George takes strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Side armor Torres. Looks like sinker slider, Marshall. You could use one of those ground balls right here.
You really could. Trying to induce a double play.
Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1.
First and third playing very shallow in the infield in particular. Anticipate perhaps a play at the plate. They got to get somebody out. This game could run away very, very fast.
7 hits with no out in the third. Waiting back is George, and he fouls it away. It's 2-2. He's got these Jacks hitters on their heels a bit, Marshall, because they just saw Eanger, who was running up there pretty good, and now Torres is in. Throwing much softer. 2-2 is high. Full count.
3-2.
3-2 on George. In the pitch. Down, ball 4. Run will score on the bases loaded walk, and 3 are already home here. The Jacks take a 6-1 lead in the third. Here's Miles. The bases loaded, nobody out. Miles grounded out to third. In the second, he fouls that one back. It's 0-1. George at first, Bicknell at second, and Schwalbach at third. Here's the 0-1. Hit to short. Picked up by Jacquois. He'll go to second for 1. The throw on to first is in time. 6-4-3 double play. A run scores. Makes it 7-1 Jacks, but that's a big ground ball. And Miles grounds into the double play for the first 2 outs of the inning. Moving up to third on the play is Drake Bicknell. George is picked at second.
A close play at first. That was a beautifully turned double play. Boy, oh boy, did the Grizzly need that.
Big ground ball. And that one hits Trudeau on the first pitch.
It's the risk of being a side armor. The pitch can get away easily. That hit him.
First and third now for Powers, the second baseman. Sac fly in the second gave the Jacks their third run of the game. They now lead it 7-1. Meeting on the mound between DeJernet and Torres. Talking this one over. Jacks have scored in all 3 innings. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. And this is what they do. They've scored at least 9 runs in their last 3 games. Sam DiMattio's club. They can hit. 2 outs. Pitch to Powers. Here's the throwback to third. It's dropped. So that's what they were discussing. As Trudeau takes second, they try the pick at third on Bicknell. Decent throw, but dropped by Priest. I don't know if he would have had him. Would have been close.
Yeah.
One and 0 on Powers. Waits, takes for strike 1. So second and third now with 2 outs. The 1-1. In there, strike 2. So Torres close to getting out of this thing. 4 runs. Already across in this inning for the Jacks. That's in the dirt. It's 2-2.
The Lumberjacks just constantly keeping the line moving. I think you're going to get familiar with these players today. We're going to see this lineup go through many times.
Little led this inning off with a single. Here's the 2-2. Inside, it got him. That'll load the bases again for Evans. So Powers to first, Trudeau to second, Bicknell is into third. And the bases are loaded once more for Evans, the 10th batter to hit this inning. First pitch on Evans. Waits back, hits it to right field. On the fly, Matsuzaki gets under it, makes the cap high catch for out number 3. Jacks score 4, load the bases couple of times, take a 7-1 lead. And coming up, the Grizzly when we return. Kielbasa comes up in the bottom half of the third. Grizzly with some work to do, down 7-1.
They got to start stringing together some hits here. Make good contact like the Lumberjacks have each of their 3 innings of work.
Kielbasa singled, stole, and scored in the first. He'll lead off the bottom of the third and takes outside ball 1. Peterson's back to the mound. He's given up a run on 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. The 1-0 on Kielbasa. Down and away, 2-0. Two and 0 to the center fielder, leadoff man. It's that. Foul and out of play. To the parking lot. Two one on Kielbasa. Here's the pitch. Peterson, little hitch, hit out to short. Trudeau plays it on a hop, fires over to first. And for the first time, the leadoff man is retired for Peterson. There's 1 down. That'll bring up Yasui. Yasui struck out looking in the first. One of 4 strikeout victims for Jack Peterson so far. 1 down, left-handed hitter, grounds up the first baseline, foul. Miles finally gets to it. Gets it back to his pitcher. Jacks lead at 7-1. The bottom of the third.
Worth noting, Yasui, 2 RBIs this year. Both of those RBIs coming on sacrifice flies. Nobody on base here. Wants to get on himself.
Takes inside for strike 2. 0-2 on Yasui. Peterson could be settling in here. The 0-2. Hit to center. Parking under it. And making the catches little. 2 quick outs in the third will bring up Priest. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter actually for Priest.
Ooh, pinch hitter. That'd be Toby Karamuchev stepping in. Freshman of Centralia College.
Takes ball inside. Karamuchev coming in for Priest, who struck out swinging.
Karamuchev batting just .250 on the season. Gets on base by the walk a lot. It's had 5 walks.
That ball's hit into foul territory. Looking for a play on it. Miles can't make the play. Had a chance over there. Right near the fence.
There's always a chance for a great play as the foul territories in the stadium are very, very spacious. So unable to get that one, so it's 1-1. Karamuchev with 2 stolen bases on the year. Imperative for the Grizzly to get something going.
2 outs, the 1-1 on Karamuchev. Breaking ball high, got him swinging, 1-2. 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Peterson after his offense posted 4 in the top half of the third. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Fastball's in there. And 5 strikeouts for Jacob Peterson. Gets him through the third. Jacks will hit when we return. Peled taking over for the Grizzly here in the top of the fourth. The Jacks lead at 7-1.
Piled, the 5'10" righty from the Israeli national team. Rocky season so far with an 18.90 ERA, though he did get the win in his last outing, 2 innings of work against the Colonials.
And stepping in for the third time is Little. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Scored in the third. Nearly batted around, did the Jacks an inning ago. Little led off that inning with a single. They scored 4 runs. First pitch is inside, ball 1. So Peled trying to get the top of this order out. It's been the biggest issue for the Grizzly pitching staff thus far. 2-0 on Little. His first 4 spots in the order, Marshall. 6 hits.
And boy, does
8 at-bats.
Boy, does it show. This feels like every...
That pitch is in there for a strike. It's 2-1.
Feels like everyone in the Lumberjack offense is making a difference. But that heart of the order, just absolutely brilliant so far.
That pitch is taken, 3-1.
Especially...
Excuse me, that's 5 hits, a hit by pitch, a walk, and then a fly out to center.
Mason Schwalbach in particular is tearing it down the right field line.
Little turns on that. It's foul, 3-2. We talk about this regularly. I think it's true with the Jacks offense. They're here to hit. They don't want to walk. They're trying to get better, trying to make solid contact. That's probably ball 4 for Little, but
they are just getting a piece of everything.
Here's the 3-2 from Peled. Roped again down the third base line. But foul. Peled, as you said, Israeli national team. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball stays on it and laces it to left field for a base hit. Got a 3-2 curveball. Stayed on it. Hit it between Priest and Jacqua, and it's a leadoff single for Little for the second straight inning. Good battle there. As Mejia steps in, he's been on twice. He's scored twice. Walk in the first, single in the third. First pitch in there for a strike. Mejia been tearing the cover off the ball. When he's not doing that, he seems to be walking. That pitch is outside, 1-1. One count. Little at first. Lead comes home. Mejia swings, hits it foul. It's 1-2. We've seen Mejia play for the Power a little bit this year. Not quite a regular, but he's getting his time. 1-2. Nobody out. Stays on that, hits it to left field. Curling, good effort from Yasui. Can't make the catch, and it lands foul.
Another great effort on a foul ball. Just coming up short on that one.
It's actually Canada on left field now for Yasui. Grizzly making some changes here past the midway point in this game. 1-2 to Mejia. Hit hard to right, and it'll fall in for another hit. So Mejia's on board for the third straight time. And now first and second, nobody out. for Harrison Pontoli. Update on those first 4 spots. 6 hits, a couple of walks, and just 1 out. Now 7 hits after the Mejia hit. That's fouled on the first baseline by Pontoli, 0-1. Oh, 1, nobody out. Mejia at first, Little at second. Top of the 4th, Jacks lead at 7-1. The pitch from Paulette swung on. Foul back 0-2. Nine hits for the Lumberjacks. Mentioned Sam DiMatteo, the hitting coach for the Power. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Pontoli's chasing with 2 strikes. He's down, swinging. And that's the first out. It'll bring up Mason Schwabach. Yeah, it looks like we'll have another pinch hitter here. Schwabach not going to take his plate appearance.
Instead, we've got
Hudson Volk stepping in, replacing Mason Schwabach, who is 2 for 2 with a couple doubles, run-scoring doubles.
Hudson Volk, an imposing 6'5", 235 pounds. Takes out low for a ball. Sophomore out of Jefferson College. Like just about any other Lumberjack hitter, an amazing average so far. .556 on the year, 5 runs batted in.
Takes a ball low. It's 2-0. That pitch is also down, 3-0 on Hudson Volk. Drake Bicknell is on deck, and it looks like he will take his at-bat. 3-0 on Volk, 2 on. That pitch is in there for a strike, 3-1.
One thing you gotta say is Lumberjacks hitters, no matter who the Grizzlies throw out, they just keep wearing down each pitcher. They have long at-bats.
Double steal thrown on to third. Looks like they got him. They did. Heads up play from Paulette to cut down a little at third for the second out. And Mejia remains at first on the play.
Feels like that's the only way you can get some of these Lumberjacks out, is just have them on base and then throw them out.
2 down, Mejia at first, 3-1 count on Hudson Volk. Hits that out to short. Picked up by Jacqua. Thrown on to first for out number 3. Mejia stranded. The Lumberjacks do not score for the first time today in the 4th. And the Grizzly will come up when we return. Matsuzaki steps in here in the home half of the fourth for the Grizzly. Still facing off against Jacob Peterson, who's thrown 3 innings of 1-run ball, had a 1-2-3 third, and hoping to do the same in the fourth.
Grizzly pretty quiet so far. Just 1 run. Only 3 hits. They've got to get on base.
Matsuzaki singled in the first. It was a 2-1 game back then. First pitch on him here is roped down the right field line, and the umpire just jumps out of the way and dances a bit. It's a foul ball. Nice moves.
Very nice.
So a hard hit strike for Matsuzaki leading off the fourth. The 0-1. Fouled away 0-2. We've seen Peterson settle in. He's set down 5 in a row after allowing the first 2 batters to reach in the second. That one's down and in for a ball. It's 1-2. Jacks lead at 7-1 on 9 hits and an error from the Grizzly. That one just outside, 2-2. Fastball just missing. Did not get the call. And it's 2-2. Down in the dirt, 3-2.
Matsuzaki close to his 2nd walk of the season.
3-2, way inside, and guess what? It hit him.
And the Grizzly will take it. They need those base runners.
Hit by pitch. Leads off the fourth for the Grizzly. And that'll bring up Primo Vasquez in his second at-bat. He walked in his first. Mound visit coming for Jacob Peterson. And it was Primo who had the walk-off home run. In a thrilling 6-5 win over the Haymakers yesterday for the Grizzly. Peterson will stay.
That's Julio Vasquez.
Julio Vasquez, excuse me. The extra hitter today, first pitch to him is outside, ball 1. So after setting down 5 in a row of hit by pitch, and now down 1-0 in the count to Vasquez. The 1-0, low, 2-0. DeJernet's spot due up next. Just the second trip around here for the Grizzly. Heading for second, Matsuzaki. Here's the throw, not in time. Stolen base for Matsuzaki. And now he's in scoring position with nobody out. It's a 6-run deficit for the Grizzly here. As Peterson comes set. Comes home to Vasquez. Foul tip. It's 3-1. 3 hits today for the Grizzly. (3-1) is chopped out to third. Foul. Count runs full on Vasquez. There's Jacob Peterson. Tries to wiggle around the leadoff hit by pitch and then the steal for Matsuzaki. Comes set, the 3-2. Hit high into center field. Going back on it Little makes a diving effort, but it drops. Matsuzaki will head home. Little finally grabs it around second and into third. Vasquez, it's an RBI triple. Little playing shallow and couldn't catch up to that ball. Either way, it's an RBI triple for Vasquez, Marshall.
It is. That could just be the galvanic hit the Grizzly need, as the Lumberjacks are going to dip into their bullpen again.
Jacks lead 7-2. When we come back, new pitcher will introduce you. New pitcher on for the Jacks. My partner, Marshall Garvey, going to tell you about him.
His name is Derek Stetzer. He stands 6'11". He's a freshman, weighs 195 pounds. Tall righty. Somewhat rocky start to his season. Just a couple games. 2 innings pitched total. 2 earned runs allowed. That amounts to a 9 ERA, although he does have 4 strikeouts. Going to try and put out the fire here as the Grizzly starting to come alive a little bit in this inning.
Yeah, it's 7-2 Jacks. Cam DeJernet to the plate with Vasquez at third, nobody out. DeJernet struck out swinging in the first against Peterson. First pitch on him, breaking ball high, 1-0. The 1-0 on DeJernet. Fouled on the left field line. Stetzer bringing it a little bit on the mound. Change of pace for these Grizzly hitters. Baruch is on deck. He singled in the second. So trying to get a rally going, get themselves back into this game. It starts with scoring Vasquez from third, Marshall. Here's the 2-0. Way outside, 3-0. George got a glove on it, but I could have gotten away.
And credit to Matsuzaki getting on base, and then stealing. That really set everything in motion.
3-0 on Cam DeJernet. And the pitch. Foul back, green light. I love it. Still nobody out, home half of the fourth.
As Evan Schmeiser, our colleague, will tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of green light on 3-0, but with limited time left, it might just be necessary here. Now 2-2.
So we missed a ball call.
Oh,
Our
pardon.
apologies.
Good
It's
pardon.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball, and DeJernet is down on strikes.
You could hear the pop in that glove. That was absolutely filthy.
So the first out, DeJernet is down, and here comes Baruch. Mentioned he singled, was caught stealing in the second. It's another opportunity to drive in a run in the fourth in a 7-2 game. Pitch is way outside, ball one. One and 0, one out. Bottom of the fourth. That's up high as well. It's 2-0. Two and 0 on Baruch. One already home here for the Grizz. Here's the 2-0. Up high, 3-0. Way ahead now, Baruch. Green light here, Marshall.
I think so. Usually not big on green light on 3-0, but time is of the essence. I just have to go for it.
The 3 on Baruch is down in the dirt, ball 4. So a walk puts runners at the corners now for Grutzmacher. Second baseman walked back in the second. Still only one out. Grizzly trail 7-2. And Stetzer trying to get out of this thing. Derek Stetzer in the stirrups today.
Best form of baseball socks.
First pitch to Grutzmacher, way outside. And I'm not sure why Baruch was not going there.
Yeah.
I think his coach, third baseline, is thinking the same thing.
Absolutely. I mean, that rolled all the way to the backstop. I think there's plenty of times to score home.
So 1-0, runner still at the corners, one out, bottom of the fourth. Here's the 1-0, up inside, 2-0. Struggling to throw strikes here.
He is.
Stetzer.
Two and 0, just one out.
Grutzmacher takes upstairs, 3-0. Back-to-back 3-0 counts and 7 balls in a row from Derek Stetzer. Trying to keep damage to a minimum. The 3-0. In there, called strike, 3-1.
3-1. Still only one out. Grizzly grinding out a rally here. Closing in on the 2-hour mark, so it's an imperative one.
3-1. Runner goes. That's ball 4. Bases loaded now. Back-to-back walks. And that'll bring up pinch hitter in Gorman's spot. It's Canada, who came into this game and was placed into left field. Canada hitting for Gorman, who struck out looking. Back in the second, now mound visit.
Javon Canada, freshman, 5'11". He's batting a solid 400 on the year. His last outing against the Haymakers had an RBI single and a couple of stolen bases.
And an opportunity here with the bases loaded. The Grizzly trail by 5.
See if Stetzer can find the strike zone. His breaking stuff has been pretty errant this inning.
First pitch, off speed, swing and a miss from Canada. Still only 1 out. They're juiced up. Seven to 2, Jacks over the Grizzly. Stetzer from the stretch. Comes set, comes home. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Nasty curve. Almost sliding action to that one, Marshall.
Yes.
Oh, 2 on Canada. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Grizzly with the bases loaded, trailing 7 to 2. The 0-2. Way outside. Good stop by George to prevent that run from scoring. And Vasquez was thinking about it over there.
He sure was. All these runners itching to go. If I'm Stetzer here.
Throw my best breaking ball.
No.
1 and 2. Trust your catcher. The 1-2. Fastball hit out to short, chance for 2. On to second for 1. Throw on to first. Gets past Miles. And another run will score. So 2 are in for the Grizzly. It's 7 to 4. Kreutzmacher is out at second. Canada safe at first on the fielder's choice. And on the throw, another run comes home in Baruch. And it's 7 to 4.
It's a whole new ball game now.
Canada at first now. First pitch down and away. So he got the ground ball, but his infield couldn't quite turn it. As Japala Krishna enters this one. Japala Krishna coming in for Jaqua. First pitch, outsider, 2-0. On the big right-handed hitter.
Caden Japala Krishna, freshman out of Lakeland Community College. A chance for his first hit of the season. Has 1 RBI via sac fly.
2-0. With Canada at first, it's a 7-4 game in favor of the Jacks over the Grizzly. Figure we'll get at least 5 in today. It's the bottom of the 4th. The 2-0. Way outside, 3-0. Stetzer was a catch away from getting out of this inning. Only allowing 1 run. Instead, dropped at first. And 2 runs came home to score. 3-0 on Japala Krishna. Fastball in there for a strike. Three and 1, 2 outs. Canada at first. The 3-1 is high. Ball 4. And Japala Krishna will take a walk, moving Canada up to second. And coming in for Kielbasa is Bainsberger. So Bainsberger checking into this game in the leadoff spot. As a trip to the mound is going to turn into another pitching change. We'll introduce you to the new guy when we return. Jay Evans to the mound, and Marshall, he's been a workhorse for the Jacks in the early going.
He sure has. This 6'1" freshman out of Benedictine University at Mesa. Take a look at this. 3 games pitched, 3.1 innings, 0 ERA, no runs allowed, earned or unearned, and a very muscular 5 strikeouts, and a good opportunity come in here and put out this rally. Could be a very decisive moment considering we're closing in on the time limit.
2 men on, 2 outs, 3 runs already home for the Grizzly. They trail 7-4. Jay Evans been called upon here to get maybe 4 outs and complete this game. First pitch from Evans, swing and a miss. Bainsberger comes into the leadoff spot for Kielbasa. Kielbasa singled, stole second, and scored in the first, grounded out to short in the third. And now Bainsberger in his first plate appearance with a chance to break further into this lead. The 0-1, outside, 1-1.
2 outs, 2 on.
And could you see a double steal here, Marshall? Get both into scoring position. Base hit makes it 7-6.
I feel it.
With 2 down, and George is tough back there. He's got a good arm. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1-2. 2 down, 1-2 count on Bainsberger. Trying to keep this inning alive for the Grizzly. Trailing 7-4. The 1-2. Down in the dirt, 2-2. Got him chasing that high fastball a few times. I would go back to it here if I was Jay Evans. The 2-2. He got him. Foul tip, fastball upstairs. Bainsberger down on strikes. Evans enters, strikes out the leadoff man. The Grizzly do score 3, cut the deficit. It's 7-4 Jacks as we head to our final inning in the 5th. Paulette is back out there for the top of the 5th inning. He'll face off against Drake Bicknell here. Drake singled in the 3rd, grounded out to 2nd back in the 1st. He's 1 for 2. And for Paulette, just trying to get through a quick top half of the 5th, get his offense back into the dugout. First pitch on Bicknell is hit high into center field. Basa, looking into the sun, makes the catch. And that's exactly what you're looking for right there, Marshall.
Indeed, make it a quick and efficient inning. We've seen the Lumberjacks with lots of long at-bats, making great contact, prolonging so many of these innings. So Pele, make this quick, give your team a chance to walk it off.
1 pitch, 1 out. And here's the catcher, George. Last at-bat, he walked. He struck out in the 1st. First pitch on him is high, 1-0.
That walk his first time on base all season. Still looking for a first hit.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-1 count on the catcher, George. That's in there for strike 2, 1-2. Breaking ball, he stayed on it, was able to follow it away, out of play, 1-2. Miles is on deck, the first baseman. That's outside, 2-2.
2-2.
Two. 1 out, top of the 5th. 7-4 Jacks. I think that got him, did it? No.
Looked like it did, but
3-2 anyway.
deceptive, I guess it was. My eyes deceived me. It's now a full count.
Full count on George. Just got a piece and hit it out of play foul. 3-2. Jacks up 7-4. Batting here in the top half. That one's popped up to the second baseman. Grutzmacher goes back, now coming in, and nobody's going to make the catch. Or did they? No.
Oh, it got that dropped in.
Couldn't tell. Grutzmacher was covering it. The Jacks dugout goes wild for Miles, who's aboard with his first hit of the ball game. So blooper. And the Jacks have had at least 4 of those today.
They have. They've had bloopers, screaming line drives.
That was George getting aboard. Now Miles will bat. Against Peled. One out, top of the 5th. George at first. That one's way high on Miles, 1-0. So you get a pop out on the first pitch, then soft contact. And a couple of balls here to Miles. That's frustrating if you're Peled.
It definitely is.
Two-0, swung on, hit hard to left field, going back on it and making the catch in left is Canada. So that's the second out of the inning.
Another quick one.
And that'll bring up Trudeau. Trudeau has reached twice, hit by pitch, a walk. He stole 2 bases. Been a solid day. 2 down now. George still at first. First pitch inside on Trudeau. It's 1-0. Peled, the 1-0, hit high in the infield. Getting under it, Jacqua makes the catch for out number 3. So we think it'll be the last chance for the Grizzly here in the bottom half of the 5th. We'll see if they can tie it or walk it off when we return. Jay Evans is on, trying to close this win out for the Jacks in the bottom half of the 5th. And he'll face Canada, who entered this game for Yasui. Oh no, it is Yasui. So Yasui will hit for himself here. He's 0 for 2. Canada came in for Gorman, but he's playing Yasui's position and left. First pitch, strike from Evans.
Reminder, coming into this game, Kata Yasui was hitting .750 with 2 RBIs.
The 1-1. Outside. So 1-1 now to Yasui.
A little bit outside, 2-1.
So takes a ball, trying to get ahead. They need base runners. The Grizzly trailing 7-4 here.
They showed a lot of fight in that prior inning. They're just going to have to grind in this one. That's going to be hard against someone like Jay Evans.
2-1, hit out to left field. Twirling. Will it stay fair? No.
That was close.
So 2-2 now on Yasui. As the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 5th. Jack scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. Nothing since. And the 2-2 hit out to left. That's into left field for a base hit. Hard hit single for Yasui. And he's aboard. The leadoff man. Shigemitsu will come into this one and hit.
Takao Shigemitsu, freshman out of Merced College. .250 so far in the season. Did manage a hit in his last game against the Haymakers.
Shigemitsu takes outside, ball 1. So credit the Grizzly here for fighting since the 3rd. Since that top of the 3rd. The Jacks led 7-1. The Grizzly have scored 3 and allowed no runs. Check on the runner. Yasui's back in time.
Pardon. Correction. It's still Toby Karamucha batting. Pardon my mistake there.
Oh, it is Karamucha. As there's a called strike, it's 1-1. And Karamuchev came into this game for Priest. And he struck out looking. Here's the 1-1 from Evans. Called strike, 1-2. So 2 strikes now on Karamuchev. That just misses. Evens the count at 2-2. Check on the runner. Back in safely. So 2-2 still on Karamuchev. With Yasui over at first. The 2-2 from Evans. Oh, just missed. 3-2.
Three and 2. Karamuchev grinding this one out.
Full count. And
Runner
the payoff. Go. Runner goes. That's hit hard to right field. Right out. Schwalbeck makes the catch. Looks back in, and heading back to first is Yasui. That's Hillman out and right for Schwalbach, and he made that catch for out number 1.
And now it's Takao Shigemitsu.
There we go. Shigemitsu into the game with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Grizzly in need of multiple runs. First pitch is a called strike on Shigemitsu.
0-1. Still only 1 out. Grizzly plated 3 in the prior inning. They need 3 more to tie it.
0-1. Fouled. 0-2.
Evans working fast here against Shigemitsu.
Yeah, working ahead. Oh, and 2 on the substitution for Matsuzaki at Shigemitsu. And the pitch. Outside, 1-2. Back pick. Safe at first. George tried to catch him sleeping over there at first. So 1-2 now on Shigemitsu. And the pitch. Breaking ball pops straight up. George, they say he has room, and it's out of play.
A loud bang on the stands. A souvenir for any of our fans in attendance. We appreciate you, all of you who've come out to the park today or listening on this beautiful Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Marshall's heading to Outback after this. That sounds unbelievable.
Yes. I'm going with my grandparents.
Celebrating Father's Day.
A satiating meal after a satisfying day of baseball. We're not done here just yet.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, foul tip. George couldn't hang on. And the count remains at 1-2 for Shigemitsu. 1-2, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. Yasui at first, and that's way inside. Yasui's going to get second base on a steal. So 2-2 now to Shigemitsu. The Grizzly are not going down easily here in the 5th. They still trail by 3 runs. There's 1 out in the inning. But a base hit will make this interesting. And he didn't mean to swing on a pitch up and in. And he did.
He definitely went through on that.
So strike 3 swinging on Shigemitsu, trying to get out of the way. Bat came across, and there's 2 down now.
I don't think I've seen a hitter tied up quite like that this season.
Well, that's significant because Vasquez, who's on deck at that big home run yesterday, he already tripled today. If Shigemitsu would have gotten on board, Vasquez could have been the tying run. Instead, with Yasui at second and 2 outs, the Grizzly trail by 3. Vasquez will hit now. And the best he can do is pull them within 1. First pitch is a strike. Oh, 1, 2 outs. Jay Evans working against Julio Vasquez, fouls it away 0-2. Oh, 2 outs. Yasui at second. Grizzly trail 7-4 from beautiful Palm Springs Stadium. It's been a joy this morning, Marshall.
It really has been. As we head into the heart of the afternoon.
0-2 is high. 1-2. One, 2 outs. 10 hits for the Jacks, 5 for the Grizzly, including Yasui, leadoff single. The 1-2, down in the dirt, 2-2. Try to get him to chase on a breaking ball.
Would not bite. Vasquez looking for more heroics.
That indeed walked the game off yesterday with a home run. Here's the 2-2. Way up and in. 3-2. Count runs full.
Unlike Shigemitsu, able to hold up there. So it comes down to this. 3-2, 2 out. Runner on second. 7-4, Lumberjacks in the lead. Evans with a long set.
The 3-2 from Evans as Yasui takes off, and it's ball fourth, run on to third. Safe at third. Close play.
So now the tying run comes to the plate.
They do get the tying run to the plate. It'll be DeJournette.
DeJournette does not have a home run so far this year.
This would be a great time, wouldn't it? Runners at the corners, 2 down. Tying run at the plate for the Grizzly, trailing 7-4 in their last chance in the bottom of the fifth. Jay Evans looks in. And comes home. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Evans decides what he wants to throw. Checks on the runner again. He's back in safely. One and 0 on DeJournette. With 2 outs here. Hits it to right field. Hangs in the air. And making the running catch out in right is Volk. The Jacks win.
An absolutely outstanding showing, proving why they've got one of the best offenses.
And they want to talk about it at home.
We'll see if there's going to be any more to be played. We're well past the time limit.
Oh, they're going to play another.
Never mind.
All right, so we'll play a 6 when we come back. Helen is out for the 6th. And the Jacks will come up and hit once more, leading 7-4. And Powers will step in.
Pellet able to hold the Jacks in check in his tenure so far.
Powers with a sac fly and a hit by pitch. First pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. On Powers. Breaking ball misses. 2-1. Hit into center. Barely moving, making the catch out there. It's a big adjustment here defensively. But he didn't have to move in center, and it's a quick first out. So that'll bring up Evans, who was just pitching. We'll see if he comes back out and pitches. Appears in a third inning of work. Going to hit here with 1 out. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout, fly out to right. First pitch, breaking ball stays high. Pellet getting a lot of work here. Into the 6th inning. That is low, 2-0. So 2-0 count on Evans. And the pitch misses in, 3-0. And that one's in there, 3-1. To the 10-hole hitter, the DH today. Three-one, 1 out. That's hit into right field. Hanging up there and over the head of Shigemitsu. He can't make the catch. Throw comes into second. And Evans is aboard. What counted as a hit? A double for Evans. Bring up Little for the 4th time. Little couple hits. Fly out to center. First pitch from Pellet. Roped to left field. Foul. And nearly caught down there by Hillman, who's warming up. Presumably to pitch. Excuse me, that is Shigemitsu down there warming. And for the Jacks, Powers getting loose. So action in the bullpen for both clubs. Now meeting to the mound. One out here in the top of the 6th. Jacks lead it 7-4. 11 hits on the day now. And that one is down and in. Two and one on Little. Pitch is roped to left field. That one is going to go foul again. 2-2. So he's on it.
Quite a few balls hit out in that specific region. Just near foul territory. Out on the left. Now 2-2.
Seeing Pellet well. 2-2 count with 1 out here.
Did he break his bat? Looked like he needed a new bat there. Jack's trying to pad 7-4 lead.
2-2 on Little. Hit high into left field. Maybe the sun will come into play for this one. Doesn't look like it will. It's caught out there for out number 2. So 3 fly balls, 2 of them caught. 1 falls in for a double. That'll bring up Mejia. Jacob Mejia. Been on all 3 times. Sticking in this lineup for Sam DiMatteo. With 2 down, runner at second. Jacks lead it by 3. Breaking ball. Down, ball 1. One and 0 on Mejia. Comes home. Misses high, 2-0.
Duno now.
On the left fielder. That swung on and missed. Foul tip. Makes it 2-1.
Pele trying to keep this within reach for the Grizzly. Started solid comeback a couple innings ago to trim it to 7-4.
And that's hit out into left. That's going to get down for a hit. Coming around to score Little. Mejia takes a look at second. He'll hold up at first with an RBI single.
It's now 8-4.
8-4.
And it looks like we're going to could be having a mound conference here. Perhaps the pitching change. Or not. Peled will.
We'll let him ride this one out. As Harrison Pontoli steps in once more. 3 plate appearances. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Two down. Top of the 6th. Grizzly will get one more chance. And it's in the dirt. It's 1-1. So 1-1 with 2 outs. 8-4 lead for the Lumberjacks. Check over at first in safely.
One, 2 out. Pele trying to limit the damage.
Pontoli. Check on the runner. He's back. Pontoli chops it out to first. Picked up on a hop. And touching the bag. Baruch makes the play. That'll do it for the top of the 6th. Jacks score 1. When we come back, the final 3 outs of this one. You're listening to PSCL Baseball. Powers is on to try to close this one out for the Jacks. One more opportunity here for the Grizzly. And it'll be Bagatorian coming in to hit.
Owen Powers has pitched in a couple of games so far this year. 1.1 thirds innings, 6.75 ERA.
Big swing and a miss from Bagatorian. He checks in for Baruch. That one is in the dirt, 1-1. It's 8-4. Jacks leading the Grizzlies. The Grizzly, I should say. Heard their coach calls them the Grizzlies. Forgets that it's just Grizzly.
Middle easy to mix that up. 2-1 now.
Got 2-1 on Bagatorian.
There's Bagatorian, a freshman out of Dominican University.
And that's popped to short and caught for out number 1 by Trudeau. He's played the whole game at shortstop. He makes the catch. And it's a quick first out. That pitch is outside on Grutzmacher. So one down here, 1-0 count. Grutzmacher fouls that off the plate. It's 1-1. One out. Bottom of the 6th. That's hit up the middle. Is going to get through for a base hit. Good day for Grutzmacher, who's been on all 3 times.
A sign of life for the Grizzly. They've got 4 runs to answer for to tie, 5 to walk it off.
And this will be Canada stepping in now. Bounce into a fielder's choice. Coming in with 1 down. First pitch is up for ball 1. So 1-0 on Canada, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's popped up on the infield. Infield fly should be called, and it's an out. Caught by Pontoli over there at third. Couple of pop outs. Sandwich a single. And there's 2 down here in the 6th.
And Caden Gopalakrishna. Last hope for the Grizzly.
2 down. Krishna against Powers. First pitch is high. Here's the back pick. Not in time. 1-0. The 1-0. High again. 2-0. Calling a tight zone today back there.
Sure is. Sounds like a strike to me, but
here's the 2-0. In there for a strike, 2-1. Still 8-4. Jacks ahead on 12 hits. They've scored at least 8. And now each of their last 5 games. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball 2-2. And now the Grizzly are down to their last strike.
They fought valiantly in the prior inning, though. Or a couple innings ago, I should say. See if they can string together another one here.
The 2-2 from Powers. Foul back.
Check swing there. That one's sailing over the PA booth.
Still 2-2 with 2 outs. And the Grizzlies' final opportunity in the bottom half of the 6th. There's the pitch. It's high. Runner goes. Thrown on to second. Not in time. So 3-2. And Grutzmacher takes second base. Three, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Jacks close it out. They win this one 8-4 over the Grizzly. Improved to 5-1 on the season. Grizzly fall to 3-2. Nash Walker, Marshall Garvey, thanking you for checking in. Wishing you a happy Father's Day.